Hi, we're here today at Village Photo in beautiful downtown Southbridge. I am Rosemary Scrivens, the Director for Economic Development and Planning, and this is my good friend Judy Ferguson, who owns this wonderful shop, Village Photo. Tell us basically what your services and your products are.
We concentrate on portraiture, photo finishing, custom framing, and memories. We help you keep your memories alive by printing them.
I understand that you had a previous career and that you still do kind of on the side, which is probably difficult to do, but can you tell me a little bit about that before we learn more about your business here?
Yes, I have a bachelor's degree in nursing, so I'm a registered nurse also. So I work just a little bit on the side, just keeps my brain going in a different direction.
So what made you want to open the photo shop, which you've probably been asked a million times, right?
My husband wanted a business, a small business, and we started in 1984, and that's when the 1 hour photo was at ground level in the West Coast, so we took a chance. And 33 years later, I'm still taking chances, and now I'm in Southbridge.
And then before that, you were in Sturbridge?
Yes, for 22 years.
Talk about how this business of photography has evolved in the years that you've been involved.
I started with film, and we've always been a printer, so we print on silver halide paper at that time. And then 15, 17 years ago, it switched to digital. And we've just kept following it from a pixel to now Photoshop savvy on reproductions, you name it, we do it. Portraiture, fine-tuning it, all the different little skills that you need to know, we keep up to date.
Did you enjoy working with film more than digital, or just you liked it in different ways?
I thought I liked film better, but now I know just different ways.
So can you be a lot more creative kind of after the fact with digital? Is that part of the appeal of it?
Yes, I think so.
So other than portraiture, do you do other types of photography sometimes?
I go out and I shoot events. We do schools, we do sports, we do preschools, a lot of preschools. The 2-year-old is one of my biggest customers because I think a lot of people don't want to photograph a 2-year-old, and we do.
So you have to have a lot of patience.
Yeah, and have fun, and that's what we do.
Can you think of a story of your most difficult photography session without naming names, maybe just the type of subjects like 10 2-year-olds or something like that?
Oh, I did. I was at a preschool and it was all babies from 1 year down to 6 months. And we decided we were going to do that panoramic where there were 16 babies sitting in a row and one started to cry. They all started to cry. So that was interesting.
I bet. I see that you also you have some items here for sale. Do you want to talk about that and maybe we could see some of them?
Yes, we have photo gifts, a little jewelry line. We do a lot of cards, save the dates. We print in-house big ones. This happens to be one of my customers, and he gave us the rights to print those for him, and we sell it, and he gets a little commission. Custom framing is a big part of our life, and it's pretty much taking a great big part of our life. With mats, custom frames, little gifty ideas, photo sculptures, photo albums.
So do you find with the advent of digital photography that there's more amateurs out there and you have maybe less business, or it's harder for you to dig up new sales because people think, oh, the cameras are easy to use, so I can be an expert?
It started out that way. However, now people know that we're into quality and service. This is what we do. We are in photos. So there's no better place to go with your phone that you can trust. We get referrals from the other box stores. They know that we're the experts. So it's going in that direction. We're getting people to print their prints off of their phone. Instead of leaving them there, they crash, and now they've just lost history.
Now you have a studio right here on site.
We
right?
do. We do a lot of portraits.
Beautiful room here. I can see that you can photograph a lot of different scenarios and be very creative. So obviously over here is a setup for a child's portrait, And over here, it looks like a little more of a formal portrait. Got a lot of props around.
We do large families also. The reason for the bigger backdrop there. And we got numerous backdrops. We try to match what you've got on. During your portrait session, you don't want just one background. You can have 2 to 3 to 4, depending on what kind of session you want to pick.
Do you prefer working in the studio or being out in a natural setting or someone's home?
I like it all. I do like it all. Tomorrow night we're doing the PTA dance where the fathers, daughters, and the mothers and sons get all dressed up and they're going to do portraits.
Wow.
Special background just for them.
Wow. So you get to be kind of a part of people's memories by being there and experiencing their, seeing their emotions and recording them, and that it must be a real happy, fulfilling job.
And if you think about it, every child keeps growing and growing and growing. So I get the baby pictures, the family pictures, the high school senior pictures, the wedding pictures, and then they have families, and it just keeps spiraling. So, yeah, it's a fun business. It's not a sad business. So,
Do you have, what proportion of your customers would you say for the portraiture come from Southbridge or kind of the immediate neighboring towns?
oh, I would probably say 80%.
That's great to hear.
Yeah. Picking Woodstock as one of our immediate areas too. And if you need a passport too, I forgot about those.
So this is an example of one of your restorations, it looks like. Boy, you did a wonderful job.
This isn't the actual photo, but it came out of the attic and it had mold on it.
Wow.
People don't seem to store their photos where they're safe. And it was the only picture they had of their mother from her high school memories. So we took it, thank God for software, and we've gotten this picture right here, which they said looks just like her.
Beautiful.
So this was a family excited about seeing their mom when she graduated from high school.
So what's Emma working on right now?
This is a family that got creative. They're going to do a gallery wrap with numerous parts to our portrait session, and she's getting a great big 16 by 24, which will be on her wall, and she did her family portrait over here in a 16 by 20 to complement it.
Now, what about all this equipment? Tell us about all this fancy looking equipment.
This is an Epson that's an archival printer. It works off of 9 inks instead of the normal inkjet, so it's definitely a giclée that they call them.
Okay.
And this will print anything 24-inch on, and it is considered to be a 99-year longevity to your prints.
So, Judy, can I ask you what a giclée is?
Giclée is a fancy word for inkjet. However, now they're pigmented inks. They're not just a water base. So you could actually get these prints wet and they're not going to run. They're just like using the old dip and dunk silver halide print. And that's what we were until we changed to the times.
So I'm sure there's some photography experts out there that know what that all means, and it sounds impressive to me. Do you want to show us what these machines are over here?
Yes, and a matter of fact, going back to giclée,
Yeah.
we have a lot of artists in the area, and they make one print of their own, and then we scan it in, and we make numerous prints which they can sell to their customers. And it looks just like the original, and they don't have to print 100 of the same, they don't have to paint 100 of the same thing.
Do you work with a lot of the artists in town?
We just worked with Charles Gavin,
Yeah.
and he just
Wonderful local artist.
Yeah, and he just did a picture of Jimi Hendrix, which his customers all wanted. So we helped him get quite a few.
Wow,
Jimi
that's
Hendrix
great.
out there. So go see Charles Gavin if you want a Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
print.
Maybe we'll do a show about Charlie. He's a wonderful artist. So these two machines over here, this one and this one. Oh, that's a copier, right?
This one's actually a custom mat cutter. This is called the Wizard, and we can do different layouts. I just did this print right here, this mat, instead of doing it by hand.
Do you want to show us what this finished product looks like now?
Sure.
Wow, very nice.
It's a gift for his grandson.
A real keepsake.
Yes. So he had 6 photos he didn't know what he wanted to do with. He wanted to make sure Jake knew that he was recognized, and this will be a graduation present.
Oh, must be fun to work on.
Yeah, so we took our measurements and what sizes he said he wanted his pictures to be, came up with a layout, and we can hit cut and do numerous layers. This happened to be a double layer, but we can do many things. We have a flag over here that the mat was cut on the wizard.
Okay, so this is the wizard that we're looking at right now.
Correct. So you put your mat board in there after you do all your programming, you hit go, and it's going to do its magic.
Is there anything else that you want to make sure people in town or any other potential customers know that you do?
We do all surfaces, and we mount. This is just an everyday poster print that a person's going to, we got a frame to put around it. We're going to cut that off, and they're going to put it in their house. So this is acid-free mount board that we can do right here. That's what this thing is right here. It's a heat mount. We can cold mount.
And tell us about your custom framing. That makes that comprises quite a bit of your business, right?
I would say about 60% now. It's growing rapidly. So, and I think that we're very competitive in prices. You'll see some of the big box stores say 50% off. And if you really went and figured out what 50% off was there, and then come here, you'll find that it wasn't a deal. So be careful when you're pricing out custom framing, and it stays here. It doesn't go off location.
So I see you have a huge selection on that wall back there of a number of different styles and colors and textures.
And if you can't find it there, we have books and books and books that you can look through.
So thank you very much, Judy, for being such a hostess and really giving us a good sense of the kinds of services that you provide. I've known you for about 3 years now, and I didn't quite realize everything that you did. So I'm really happy that we visited you today. And why don't you let us know how the best ways to reach you and your hours and your exact location.
We're located at 345 Main Street here in Southbridge. Our phone number is 508-765-0058. We're here Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I'm sorry, we're closed on Sunday and Monday.
You need a couple days of rest with all the work that you do. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. And come again.